Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today I have another roundup of some TikToks for all of you guys that I think you will all enjoy. So I've had some people send me these, others I have scouted on my own on TikTok. So stick with me until the end because if I have to go through this, you have to go through this. So let's get started.
If you're thinking about giving a poor guy a chance just because he's nice, don't. Because he would never give us a chance just because we're nice if he didn't like how we looked. They're superficial, so we should be too. All's fair in love and war.
Alright guys, I am exhausted. These videos are... Now I know why I don't post on TikTok, because this is exhausting for me. Let's assume that maybe she was kidding. We can hope that she was kidding, because I don't think it's fair to manipulate anybody and only date someone because they're rich. What if they treat you like crap? But they're rich though, so it makes it okay, right? Do you know how messed up that is? Do you know how unhealthy it is to tell girls that, oh, it doesn't matter how a guy treats you as long as he's rich? So don't give a guy that doesn't make a ton of money a chance that would actually treat you right and be an amazing partner and husband and dad, but give the crappy rich guy a chance because we're all being shallow here. That is horrible advice. The same way I would tell a guy, don't just date a girl based off of her looks. She's got to have something in here too, or that's going to be a long life, a long miserable life. And guess what? Beauty does not last forever. And this also goes back to the thing, like, just because someone else does it doesn't mean that you should do it. So yeah, there are shallow people out there. There are guys out there that, you know, wouldn't date a girl because she doesn't look good enough. But there are also girls that wouldn't date a guy because he's not 6 foot and, you know, doesn't have a yacht. Does that make it okay? Not really. I mean, it's a preference at the end of the day. But again, we have to know the difference between standards and preferences, and stooping to a level of shallow just to be like vengeful, all is fair in love and war. I mean, it's not for me. I'd rather be with a guy who doesn't make as much money, that treats me with respect and that I have an amazing relationship with, rather than a rich guy that is an absolute jerk.
How to get out of the friend zone. Play less interested. If I'm single and just moved into a new apartment, I'm not calling the guy I like. I'm calling my friend because I know he'll do it. Now I have a built bed that I can send nudes to the guy that I actually like.
You know how they say, stop doing white shit for the fuckboy? Same rules apply here, buddy.
But also, don't be a bitch about it. Don't be saying, why don't you have so-and-so do it for you? Act like you're fucking busy. Bottom line, don't be a weirdo. How to get out of the
Okay, Sophia is actually very funny. I think she's hilarious. And she obviously is very exaggerated and dramatic because that's just kind of her persona. So maybe I didn't agree with the execution there, but the root, the message in there that was deep down, I understand what she's trying to say is basically, don't be the guy. Don't be a simp, basically is what she's saying in shorter terms. If you're in the friend zone and you're a guy that just drops everything he's doing for this girl that you're pedestalizing, she's going to walk all over you. Do I agree with that? No. Do I wish it was different? Yes, but that is the reality and I've seen it happen to so many guys. One of my guy friends recently had this girl that he really liked and she was just kind of acting weird with him. He was totally in the friend zone with her, but she was kind of hot and cold about it. But he did all this nice stuff for her, so she kept him around. She kept him at an arm's length to use him and to get what she wanted out of him. And I had to like literally tell him, she is using you and manipulating you and you have to walk away. Well, what's he do? He walks away and now she won't leave him alone. Like clockwork, it happens every time. So again, while I didn't necessarily agree with all of her execution or the way that she says things, she's funny, we can't deny that, but also there's a little hidden message in there that I think is true. Respect yourself and know when you need to walk away. Stop being so readily available for someone that would not do anything for you. And if you're friends with someone and you really like them and they don't feel the same way, evaluate if you can continue to be friends with them. It's okay to need time apart or need a break from this person if you really like them and you know that this is going to keep you from other opportunities with other girls. And you guys have said this so many times before, but the difference between a good guy and a simp is self-respect. So you can be a great guy, you can be a great friend and a boyfriend, But if you don't respect yourself, you're going to do things that reflect the fact that you don't respect yourself. And she said pretend to be busy or whatever. You shouldn't even pretend to be busy. You should just have your own things going on in your life so that you're not so obsessed and fixated and getting one-itis about this girl because you have nothing else in your life going on. If you're pretending to be busy, you should actually be busy. Find things you enjoy. Find your hobbies, find your passions, find your interests. Pursue some things that you enjoy. And stop being so available for people who would not do crap for you. Respect yourself.
This video is for all my toxic people. So if you're not toxic or you're going to get offended by this, then just keep scrolling. Here are some of the most toxic things to do or say to somebody who's playing you, or if you're just playing hard to get. Number 1, if they ask you who you're with, never say my friend. Simply replace my with a. When you say you're with a friend,
this is just so recycled at this point. I have heard this from so many girls on TikTok. Ellie Waters, Ask Nelly, who else? I mean, I could probably name 10 others. And if a video starts with this advice is toxic, why are we posting it? Why are we posting things we know are toxic?
It will make them 10 times more jealous. It's a small change you can make, but it has a big impact.
Why are we trying to make people jealous?
Number 2, and this is a pretty basic tip, but you're going to randomly turn on and off your snap maps. If you're constantly turning them on and off, they're going to be overthinking what the reason was for that, so you'll basically be living rent-free in their mind. Next, if they're
Don't do that.
playing you, let's say they canceled on your hangout, you're going to leave them undelivered for like 6 hours, like the entire day, and then Snapchat them in the car looking good at like 12 a.m. and then ghost them the rest of the night. They will think you're like going to a sneaky link. Now this is for all my people.
Why? You could just not talk to them or say, okay, why are we doing these things? Why are we manipulating and trying to get in someone's brain and be crazy? If you have to think about doing these things to hurt someone else, to prove a point, to get revenge, to do anything, you should focus on you and get whatever you've got going figured out, because if you are a confident, secure woman who knows what you bring to the table, you don't have time for any of this. And I mean that in the kindest, most graceful way possible. Girls, stop doing this. It makes you look insecure, immature, and desperate. Because what if people find out that you're doing these things? That's embarrassing. And the fact that you found it on TikTok, that's even more embarrassing. Lord help us all.
People who are hurting and looking for revenge. Do not get with their best friend. Get with the person that they idolize. It will hit them 10 times harder. I have so many more of these, so
okay, we're not gonna get revenge. We're not gonna try to get back at someone. We're going to be graceful and move on and know that we deserve better and not feel the need to get revenge on somebody. Because getting revenge and the act of getting revenge says so much more about you than it does about that other person. And it's just going to justify in their head the fact that they didn't want to be with you, or they broke up with you, or they did something to you. Have you ever heard the term kill them with kindness? I keep that in mind every single time I read a mean comment on YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is. If you give that person a reason to say something else mean to you or to hate you or to fuel that, it's gonna just make you look worse. So the best thing you can actually do, and the thing that is the better thing to do and actually is the most impactful, is to just be kind and be graceful and walk away from it and move on. And just be a good person. I can't. Oh, there's another one from her. Here we go.
if you want to make somebody obsessed with you, then this video is for you.
Oh my God, there's a warning sign on it that says, warning, toxic. Again, why are we posting things that have a toxic label on them? Guys, if you see a video like this that has a toxic warning on it, that means that you should scroll faster than you've ever scrolled before. Don't consume this content, don't watch this. Here I am showing it all to you, but nonetheless, we want to avoid this behavior. So that I'm teaching you, this is a learning experience.
Disclaimer, the tips used in this video are very toxic, so only use it on somebody who deserves it, because it is guaranteed to work.
Someone who deserves it. Don't love that, but okay.
Tip number 1, never be too available. Act as if you're a busy person, even if you're not. People naturally want things that they can't have, so don't be too needy and jump at the first opportunity you get to hang out with them. Tip number...
I see what she's saying there, but also you should just live your life and be busy and hang out with them when you're available. Hang out with them when you feel like you can. And it's not even the fact that you don't want to seem needy or clingy. You don't want to be needy or clingy. So again, if that is you, you've got to work on that. It's not just pretending to be something different, because your true colors always come out. They always shine through. So if you're putting on this big facade in the beginning, it's going to come out eventually, and it's not going to look good. And it's not good for you to be that way. You should have things going on in your life. You should not just be pretending to be busy, or, waiting a certain amount of hours to text someone back to make them think you're doing something else, or telling them you're hanging out with this person to make them jealous. Like, you genuinely want to be living a life where this person should be complimenting your life, not be your life. So no, she's right. You don't want to be available at the drop of a hat for someone 24/7, especially if you just met them. You don't even know this person. But if you want to get to know someone, you have to make time for them. Someone that likes you would like to feel like they mean something to you or they're a priority. So you're going to have to be available at some point.
2, and this is probably the most important one, be inconsistent. Inconsistency will have somebody literally losing their mind over you. One day, act completely interested. And then the next day, just like that, don't talk to them and act like you don't care. They will be constantly chasing the version of you that is interested in them. Tip number 3.
Do not do that. I've said this so many times. I have reacted to advice so similar. Do not.
Be unbothered. Hurt in silence, heal in private. This is all a mind game. And the moment that they realize how much you actually care, you already lost the game. And number 4, have options. If you have backup plans, you will automatically not be as invested in this one person, and that is going to come off to them. They will realize that you do not need them, and that will make them want you even more. Drop a follow for a part.
Now, that last one I can kind of work with a little bit. I can kind of shift that into a more healthy way by saying you maybe don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket in the very beginning. If you're meeting people, talking to people, you don't want to get one-itis and get super obsessed with one girl that you don't even know if she feels the same way or likes you back. Now, once you've gone on a couple dates with someone, I think then you can really be like, okay, do I want to keep dating this person? And then you get rid of all the other eggs. You're focusing on this egg, you are nurturing this egg, you're taking care of this egg to see if it can grow for you. If not, then, you move on to the next and you'll be fine. But I see what she's saying there, and I do think it's kind of the abundance versus scarcity mindset, and it is important to have that when you're dating, especially now, because modern dating is tough. Online, social media, Tinder, whatever it is, like it's tough out there, and I get that. So I think it really is just about having that abundance mindset, knowing regardless of what happens, you'll be okay and you'll have other options. Versus this, I have to get this girl to like me, she's my only option. Those two different mindsets and those two different perspectives are going to shine through when you're interacting with this person, when you're talking to this person, when you're hanging out with this person. So you want to have that abundance mindset, and I do think that's important. But you see how we kind of shifted that a little bit healthier just by the execution there. You just shift it and make it a little bit more graceful and kind. Anyways, that's enough for today. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you ever have any TikToks or videos that you want me to react to, please send them my way. Always appreciate that kind of feedback from you guys. Give this video a like. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.